Okay, today we want to look at division with decimals. Now, the nice part about this is very similar to the long division that you've already been doing, except with a couple more rules. The first and most important rule is that we cannot have decimals in our divisor, or the number outside the house. So if you look here, we have 2 5/10, and that's a decimal which we can't have. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this decimal to the right to create it and turn it into a whole number. So when I do that, I turn my number now, instead of being 2 5/10, it's now 25. Now, the second rule, which is also just as important, is that whatever we do to the outside, we have to do to the inside. So if I made one move outside, I need one move inside. So this turns our inside number, or our dividend, to 102 5/10. Now from this point, I divide just like normal. 25 doesn't go into 110, but it does go into 102, and it goes in 4 times. That gives me 100 when I do 25 times 4. I subtract, and I get 2. Now I can continue going on. I bring down my 5, and 25 goes into 25 one time. My decimal, I always tell people my decimal, it floats right on up to the top, and so the answer to this division problem is 4 1/10. Now, there are a couple more quick examples that I do want to show you. Just to the basics for dividing with decimals. Really, it's just like your normal long division. The only two things to remember is no decimals outside, and however many moves you do outside, you need to do inside as well. If you got that, you can divide with decimals. So we know how our moving goes. So say I had the example like this, where I had 5 2/10 divided by 10. Well, I need to move my decimal outside one time, so this becomes a whole number of 52. But on the inside, you notice I don't see the decimal, it's because it's behind the 10. And I still need to move it one time to be fair. And that blank space I'll fill with a 0. So this becomes 100 divided by 52. Another quick example that might be interesting is if I do 13 hundredths as my divisor and the number just 5 as my dividend. Here I would need to move it twice on the outside. So on the inside, I also need to move it 2 times and add my zeros. So that would become 13 as my divisor and 500 as my dividend. So